Hello and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 8th grade concept of comparing simple interest. This is standard 8.12a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 21 off the 2017 released STAAR test. If you have not done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So Clarissa needs a $2,500 loan to buy a car, but look at all these options here. This is part of our personal financial literacy that we've been learning since kindergarten. Now we're looking to see which of these is going to get us the least amount of interest. All right, so that's going to be step one is figuring out how do we calculate interest. So there's simple interest and there's compound interest, and as you can see here, we're going to use simple interest. So simple interest is a pretty simple calculation, a little bit easier than compound interest, and that is PRT. So that means you're going to take your principal, you're going to multiply it by your rate, and you're going to multiply that by your time. That's where the P and the R and the T come out. The principal is this right here, how much you're starting with. So what is your actual loan amount? And that's always called the principal. And so we know that's pretty standard here. So what we're going to do is we're going to just kind of plug that in here, and that $2,500 is going to stay the same for each. All right, so we're going to take our $2,500. Definitely we'll need our calculator here. And we're going to multiply that by our rate. Now, here's where we're going to have to do just a little bit of conversion in our brains, right? 4.75. If we do that, we need to multiply it by a decimal, not the percent, which means we're going to have to shift the decimal over twice. So it's 2,500 times 0.0475. And then the time length can either be a month, in months, or in years. Since we're all in months, we can go ahead and just keep these numbers here. We don't need to convert these into years. Since it's standard, what you never want to do is you never want to have some of the time in months, some of the time in years, because if you use different measurements, it's going to really mess you up. So let's get the calculators out, and let's just see what that looks like. So we're going to do our 2,500, multiply that times the 0.0475 times the 18. And if you're doing it along with me, you're going to get interest rate or interest payment of $2,137.5. We'll call that 50 cents. So that's all we're going to do for each of these. We're just going to keep that $2,500 in there. Change the interest rate. So this is 4%, so it's lower interest, but you see it's a higher month. So I don't know which one's going to be better. So we're just going to keep that 0.04, turn that into a decimal, and then we get 30 months. So let's see what happens there if we do the 2,500 times 0.04 times the 30 months. Look at that. It's a lot higher, 3,000. So the slightly lower interest rate is not going to help us nearly as much as having the lower months. So let's see what 2,500 times 0.425 times 24. That's going to be 2,550. First one's still looking the best. Let's check this last one. 2,500 times 0.045 times 36. That's not going to be good. Yeah, that's going to be 4,050. Way too high. So our answer is going to be A. That's the lowest.